Hello and welcome or welcome back to the UK Actual Play. That's a complete lie. Hello and welcome or welcome back to the Actual Play UK TTRPG stream of Cubicle 7's TTRPG Warhammer Age of Sigmar Soulbound. It is my absolute pleasure to run this game, Lost and Bound, for these amazing players that make up this binding. Welcome back. Pip, Shamini, and Hamilton, if you would like to take a moment to introduce yourselves, your shows, and the characters you are playing in this game, please. Shamini.
Hi, yeah, I'm Shamini. I use she, her pronouns. I've hopped over from the RPGeeks, where we do very nerdy, sciencey things. We've got actual play mixed with science. And today I'm playing Ekosha Zaminka, who is some sort of watery battle mage. I don't know. I don't know Warhammer very well. I'm just like, what am I?
Sounded right.
And a human.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, Shamini. Pip, please.
Yes. Hello. I'm here from the Realms of Peril and Glory podcast, where we play a bunch of different tabletop RPG systems. If you're wondering why we seem like slightly off or stumbling over words or anything like that, it's because it's horrendously hot in this city at time of recording. Just saying that
So
for
hot.
everybody.
So
The city is not designed for it, and I am not designed for it. Yes, so Realms of Peril and Glory is where you can find me, and today I will be playing Oddmund Guiltforge, the Dwarden Doomseeker. He just wants to die, but like in a good way.
Okay. And on that, Hamilton, please.
Hi, my name's Hamilton. I use he, him pronouns. I am here from many different places. You can find me most regularly on the DM's Book Club with my friend Fiona, who you might remember from the Liminal actual play that we did recently on here. I also do some Warhammer stuff on my YouTube channel, Hazard Stripes, so check that out if you are interested in Warhammer. And there's other things out there, but I can't be bothered. And I will be playing... That's enough for now. And I will be playing Kyleri Tidebane, who is a Black Ark Corsair, which means they're basically roguish pirates. That's
Nice. All right, and I am Adam, the interviewer and GM and editor of the Snyder's Return TTRPG Interview and Actual Play podcast. You can find us on Twitter and on Instagram and just wherever you get podcasts, really. And I'm sure there'll be links to all these fantastic shows and all these good people down in the description below. So please scroll down, follow those links, support these fantastic endeavors, including Actual Play UK, who have been kind enough to host this stream for us. Big shout out to John of the Trolt of the Two Ton Bridges, who is behind the scenes,
John.
herding cats, I believe. So last time we had a icebreaker question about where we were going to fall with respect to our alignment to order, death, or destruction, or something else. This time, carrying on the theme, but carrying on the theme from the game. Binding. What is your favourite fantasy, dear?
yes, I wasn't sure you were going to follow through with that being today's question. I was
Oh,
like, he's
very
going to have
proud of
thought of
you.
something better.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, exactly. No.
The best deer. We missed last week. There was a deer. We were all really into the deer. It was
Yeah.
dead.
I think Extra was the most into the deer.
I really wanted the deer.
You
Okay.
really wanted the deer.
Yeah.
Someone was very hungry.
Needed food.
In hindsight, that may have caused us some problems that we could have just ignored by going around the
Yeah.
evil skeleton servant. Oops.
Nah. Kai
It was-
wouldn't have got that dope sword if we hadn't
Indeed.
No.
destroyed that guy, and I'm sure there will be no repercussions.
None at all.
No, of course not. So, fantasy deer, who is going to volunteer their deer?
I thought this was going to be a different question.
Well, should we address the Dumbo in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. See what I did there?
No.
Sorry.
Not really.
There is Ambi. Oh, because Dumbo's another Disney character.
It was tangential, but
Sorry, I was trying my best there. I'm trying to elevate this
It was great. Sorry,
question.
Hamilton, it was great.
Thank you, Shamini. I appreciate your kindness.
Would you go with Bambi rather than Bambi's mum, say?
Just
I'm going to say that
Bambi's
Oddmund
cool
probably
down.
prefers Bambi's mum because she achieved what Oddmund couldn't.
Wow.
Hey.
Sorry,
Wow.
I don't know.
Over yet.
I don't know.
I was thinking we'd rewind and everyone would bring up a precious memory of a deer that had some deep emotional connection, and you just sort of push this beyond the pale.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what you get.
You left an open-ended question
I
of that
did
ilk.
intentionally.
Is your own fault.
I when you said like fantasy deer, and I was like, oh, I can't think of any fantasy deer.
Oh.
I went down like a Wikipedia rabbit hole because the deer I thought of was, did anyone see the 2016 Jungle Book where it was all like realistic CGI and all the animals were like biologically native to the area in which the film is set, which excited me. And there was some black buck, which are a kind of antelope. However, unfortunately, antelope are not deer.
so
Antelope are more closely related to cows and sheep and goats than they are to the group that is deer, and then another group that is the musk deer. They're on their own. And then, you know, pronghorn antelopes, like I found out many facts. Pronghorn antelope, what bounce around America apparently, not antelopes. I
Don't
think
call them
they're
that then.
more closely related to giraffes. So
Wow.
there you go.
Listen to RPG Geeks
RPG
for more of
Geeks.
these fun facts.
Yeah, I mean,
links
Some
down
of them
below,
are funner
folks.
Links
than
in the-
this one, but
you want to know about science and what isn't a deer? Tune in.
Tune in. Does Thranduil, does he ride a moose or does
Oh,
he ride a
you've
deer?
literally just preempted me.
Oh, sorry.
Jonathan, I'm
Thranduil.
so angry.
Sorry. Does he ride a deer?
Stan who?
Thranduil.
Thranduil, who is Legolas's dad.
Oh.
He rides
That
a
Was
deer,
that an
right?
elk?
That is what, well, probably.
Yeah, I think it
Look.
might be.
Look, I'll level with you guys. All right, I'll level with you. I don't have a favorite fantasy deer. I don't have one. Because if I saw a deer, I'd throw it at someone. But
Well, that's my favourite fantasy deer.
Elks are deer, if that
But
helps.
what I was going to say before Hamilton preempted me was so that I forget exactly which of the pretty dreadful Hobbit movies it is. I think it's the second one. It might be the third. It's the third.
one. Yeah.
So when Thranduil, who's Legolas's father, played by Lee Pace, shows up in one of the battle scenes towards the end of the movie, he's riding a massive like stag effectively with giant horns, and there's this bit where he like impales a bunch of orcs and goblins on them, like at least 4 or 5 of them, and then as he's riding along it lifts his head up and he cuts all of their heads off in a row. And I was just like, I should think this is cool, but this is so fucking stupid.
I know some people who want to have long arguments with you about The Hobbit. I've been through them, but I'm on the fence on them. But there's a lot of opinions about The Hobbit. So you
Well, that is at least my opinion on that deer. It was dumb.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, there are other contenders. There's the hind that Hercules chased.
Very
Lots
good.
of mythological
God,
and
classy.
fantasy.
Mhm.
I get inspired by you, good
Saw
people.
a deer
like the
eating a
white
snake
heart-
on Twitter the other day.
Oh,
That was
wow.
nice. Always
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Well, like a piece of spaghetti, just
Yeah, it's like
I
So
didn't know deer were carnivorous.
omnivores, maybe.
so we can get with it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
Omnivores.
rewind slightly to fast forward through wherever this is going.
This has just been cut,
Dude.
hasn't it? This is cut
This is
to now.
just
John's cut this in post-production.
and
Gone back in.
scene. So previously mentioned was the orcs and the goblins on the antlers. Now, riding around, moving around and skewering things is a situation the Binding finds themselves in, deep in the wooded territory off the track, having gone to investigate the ziggurat where they heard a Sauron, a sort of a lizard or dinosaur-like roar, more in pain than in sort of frustration or rage. It was very much a cry for help in a language that you probably don't want translated. So as a group moved into the wooded area, you had been following tracks, impressions that had a random regularity to them. 2 foot spaces side by side, which had deep impressions at the toes and a softer impression at the heel, as though something had sort of lifted and projected itself or launched itself forward. And they were everywhere. And moving further into the wooded area, where some of the moisture was still in the undergrowth, you could see heavier impressions and scatterings as they went in all different directions, descending deeper now towards where the ziggurat is, and this movement, this vibration through the ground, and these sort of quick sights of blurred, sort of almost a red blur, but in many different directions, moving just in your periphery almost, as this sound, this movement of air, this vibration now began to encompass and surround you. You can start to hear rippling through the trees in this sort of more heavily wooded area, low sort of almost sniggered grumbles as it bounces and it sort of drifts off into the forested area, sort of backs out, and then you can hear it a bit heavier as there maybe sort of sweeps around, and again it sort of comes from the left and the right as it sort of tracks and moves. And what are you guys doing as you sort of move into the middle of this?
Oddmund, I think your party guests are here.
Or did you invite people to my birthday? How did you invite? Because we only found out it was my birthday about 5 minutes ago.
I think they just sensed festivities in the air and just wanted to be a part of it.
Oh. Well, they sound like goblins. And if they are, that's a wonderful birthday present. Thank you, Akasha. And I assume you had some part in this, Kai?
Yeah, mate, of course I did. Yes. Only the best for you. And
we've arranged everything, don't we?
Yeah.
Every little detail taken care of.
to be honest, this is just a big surprise party.
It's an ambush. It's just what I've always wanted.
With that in mind, I think we're being surrounded, so maybe...
definitely sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should stand in a three-pointed triangle formation.
Back to back. Let's
back
do
to
it.
back. Yeah. Maybe we could make this a game. Oh, a party game, right? So...
Who can kill the most goblins?
Yeah.
It's my favourite game.
That's what I thought. Yes.
Since I was a lad. Right. And I'll draw the warhammer and the battle axe.
When Oddmund says that, can I try and catch Kai's eye and try and just communicate things to them with a kind of a knowing nod?
Absolutely.
So they will understand what I mean.
I will flip that on its head. Rather than asking me, Kai, do you know what Akasha means when
Akasha,
she's
give me
giving
the
you
look.
these winks and these nods and maybe the odd hand movement?
Is there a roll for that?
Kai is confused.
God damn it.
I think Kai is actually getting into the joy of actually maybe having a bit of a party game here, of seeing how many goblins it could be. I think he's getting into the swing of the party. I think more than anything, he's got brought up with the emotion of it.
There's a certain rhythmic charm to this, and there's little wisps and whistles around you. And in amongst that sort of as it sort of zips left, right, and you can now see it as you sort of move and form up, these red shapes zipping between the trees, and there's just a moment's contact as they sort of shift and change direction. 2, 3s, and 4s zoop, 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 shifting through the trees. And then from the back of somewhere, just passed out towards the ziggurat, but not immediately obvious from where this sort of command comes from, you hear. And there's a grated stop as everything around you turns, and what you see to sort of put it lightly, and this is from the source book, is
Oh boy.
many mouths as
Ooh,
they sort of move. Just slightly.
they're mouthy.
They are mouthy.
Pretty mouthy.
They are effectively basketballs, very large basketballs with legs and mouths.
Mm.
Move over a little bit more. You get
Aw.
the sense that
Maybe
there
they're
are.
balloons.
I love
Maybe they're
s-
balloons
I mean-
with legs and mouths.
Yep.
Mhm.
I like where this is going.
And they begin to rush into your direction. And
Oh.
this almost forms like a wave that as one sort of set goes down at the front, the next are already leaping in the air. So there's that sort of... But rather than being several steps in front of you or behind, it sort of becomes this cacophony and almost a chorus as there's a boom and then a delay and the boom as they're moving forward. You have moments before you are beset from all sides by easily 10, 15, maybe more of these boom, boom, boom. And just in the distance before I see what your reactions are, there's a... What are you
I love
guys doing?
this guy.
They're so excited for the party.
What are you doing? You've got a moment before these things. I'm pulling up a stat block and you are getting beset.
Yeah.
I might actually position myself slightly behind Oddmund. After last time, I'm probably feeling a little bit less confident, and I might have just sort of gone, Oddmund, it's your birthday, mate.
You see, like Ekisha, like nodding approvingly, and like
Yeah,
maybe gives you like a little thumbs up, like. Yeah.
Are they truly sort of coming at us from all sides?
Pretty much everybody's going to get some.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
Is
they're
there
all
a,
going to get some of you. Let's be fair.
yeah, to put it that way, is there a point where they're sort of more concentrated?
So because you're in a wooded area, they do have to sort of channel in places, so you can sort of do. I'd say you're practiced with your weapons and you know how to sort of pick it. You nearly died killing a dragon, so just hark back to backstory on it. So you know how to pick a spot, and you can sort of line them up and zero them in at just a point where 3, 4, 5 are now squeezing in between the trunks and the tree roots to sort of move into your immediate area.
That's where I'm going. I'm going where those 3, 4, or 5 are. Straight at them. Happy birthday to me! And I charge.
Just as you're charging, and we'll finish your move in a moment, what are you other two doing as Oddmund is now off? He is gone.
My runes leap and gleam into life as I charge.
Oh, yeah.
Ekisha sort of wielding her staff covered with various sort of sea creatures, and you see there's like a shimmer of like all the bivalves shells just like opening and closing in like a little like ripple up the staff.
Awesome.
That's very cool.
Do I have time to cast right now?
We'll finish Oddmund's go. I just wanted to see
Yeah.
what setup
I'm starting. I'm
Because this would
just
be-
going to
yeah.
start to cast.
Okay,
and I'm-
so as you start your casting, Kai, what is Kai doing in this moment? Oddmund is gone. You can hear Akasha sort of being this casting. What are you doing?
I'm gonna draw the repeater crossbow, aim it as a sort of volley shot for whoever that Oddmund's going for, and if I can, because I have the bigger they are, looking out for whoever is a large or great creature. If there's anyone large, I'm
Nice.
gonna go for that as a focus.
You would be able to size these up. These particular ones are all small.
Right.
There is
right.
they're a herd. They're a swarm, effectively. It is by numbers that they are coming at you, not by size.
Okay.
Don't worry, Kai. That opportunity is coming.
Yeah. we got
Oddmund,
some mooks to get through.
you move. What are you doing? As you race towards 2, 3, 4, 5 are now sort of some mid-flight, some in contact with the ground, leaning forwards, ready to sort of pounce upon you. This is your moment because you ain't gonna get another one.
Okay, great. I will get as close to them as I can. As close to as many of them. Basically, I want to be in close range to as many enemies as possible.
You can put yourself basically in amongst 4 with one sort of leaping over the top
Perfect.
coming to.
I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to attack. And I'm just gonna try it out. I'm gonna because I'm dual wielding, but I'm gonna use the ambidextrous thing. I'm gonna split between 2 targets.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can do damage to 2 targets. See how tough these guys are.
Go for it.
So that means I get the dice pool, and then I halve the dice pool kind of however I like, more or less. I say this much is going to this guy, this much is going to this guy.
Absolutely.
So that is body and weapon skill.
And what is your melee?
My weapon skill, rather.
Yes.
2. Oh, sorry. Remembering how this game works. Good.
So they are average, so you're 1 above, so you have to get 3s and above.
So 4 for body, 2 for weapon skill, +1 because I'm dual wielding, and that is... So I'm giving one of these guys 3 dice, and I'm going to give the other guy 4.
Nice.
So
3 and above is a success to hit.
we'll do
and
the
do
3s
damage.
first.
Do it.
That's 2 successes on the first one.
All right.
And... Oh, wow. 4 successes on the second one. 2 6s, 2 4s on the second.
Okay, and what's your damage on those?
My damage on those is 1 plus a success. So the first one gets 2 points of damage, and the second one gets so 1 success is counted, as it were.
Yep.
And then so the other one, which was 4, would then be 3 damage on top of that, right?
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
So 2 for the first one, and 4 for this. Is that right?
How many
1
successes
plus-
did you get?
I got 2 successes on the first one.
So
that'd
1
be
plus,
3
so that'd be 3
The 3 damage. Right, okay,
3 damage.
sorry. I'm bad at maths. And then 5 for the second one.
and 5.
3
So-
and 5. I got it now. Don't worry.
The first one you sort of cleave in and you see it sort of bounce and twist as it's like as it sort of rolls away from you at high speed and sort of bounces off a tree and is offset, sort of starting to waggle its tail. It's damaged, it's injured. The other one you just cleave through and there's a weird kind of
Oh, it's more of a clubbing.
an absolute pop of a club as you bring down with the force only you can bring to bear with your dual wielded weapons. And that popping sound sort of resonates as this thing collapses, teeth, tail, and as sort of this purplish blood sort of smatters up the tree, and the other one is bleeding. There are still 3 more heading towards you, but you got a slight break as we go to Akasha.
Perfect.
You were
Was that one dead?
that was 1 dead.
1 killed. Great. I go, that's 1 for me, Kai!
Give us a sec.
I'm keeping a tally.
Nice.
1.
Good maths.
Akasha, you were beginning to cast a spell. You have several moving towards you in relatively close proximity. What are you doing?
So there is once again a fog starts filling the area. This one smells strongly of seawater, and you feel like the air is becoming heavy. It's like the sea itself is filling the area. I don't know how zones and movement work in this game, but I am summoning the efficacy, and in the zone that I am in, if Oddmund and Kai are in it, I want them to be fine, and everyone else will be difficult terrain.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I think I might be out of the zone that you guys are in, right? Because I rushed forward.
How did you go?
Or not, unless they were that close to us.
Zones. If you had a map up for this section, and there will be a map coming for future encounter. Don't worry about that. Then
For an important encounter that's coming up.
indeed, a zone is quite abstract in respect that it can be as big or as small as the setting requires. So here the zone could be to the next line of trees, or the zone could be to the edge of the wooded area to where the ziggurat sort of main entrance is. I will say that with respect to this, they are all within the zone because of how you set out and they have all invaded the zone. Even if they're at the fringes of that zone, they are within it. So your ethicy, I'm not sure of the exact pronunciation, I'm sure will be corrected at some stage, will encompass the entire zone, safeguarding quietened Oddmund, as you
Amazing.
specify. What do they need to do? What is the
I think
response to
I need
this?
to do it, so it's 6-1.
Okay.
So I think I need to get at least 1-6, right?
You do.
On my 66, which comes from my channeling. And I also have a +1 that I can add. So
Have you got
I
any?
did-
Have you got any focus in channeling?
yeah, that's a +1, right?
Well, also you have metal, which sorry,
Never
Oddmund, I
gonna
forgot to
use
remind you of.
metal.
You have metal, which you can add to double your dice pool, double your focus, whichever is better.
Oh, that's a lot. God.
Make extra attacks and things like that. So the game, again, as discussed in the first one, this game is meant to make you feel like champions. You are selected champions.
So powerful. So powerful.
It's power gaming at its
I am
max.
phenomenal.
So use all the mechanics you need to successfully cast as required. There's still Soulfire as well.
Rolling.
Yep.
I have gotten, okay, so my
Save you
highest
that.
scores here are a 6 and a 5, and I can use my focus to bring that 5 up to a 6, meaning 2 successes, which means the duration is 2 minutes.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
Probably longer than we need, I hope.
We shall
We're all
see.
still here and alive in 2 minutes.
So with
no,
this,
not.
with this efficacy up and for this duration, what is the effect on the area? What is the effect of this spell? How has it changed the terrain?
Mechanically, or
Yes.
so mechanically, they are moving slowly through it as if they're wading through water. And it feels in their lungs as if it's water. It's horrible.
So before we move on to Kai, as your ethicy sort of spreads out from you, Akasha, and sort of floods into the zone, and you can see it sort of moving out between the trees and sort of hanging like that thick fog almost. Oddmund, you've knocked one dead, one aside, and I mentioned there was one leaping above. That now seems to almost be moving in slow motion as the density of air now sort of acts as a resistance, and there is a more open about to sort of come in your direction to latch onto some part of your physique. But
It's
Kai,
just a
Yeah.
full Michael Bay, like
Oh.
low shot from underneath as the squig is over the top. Sorry. Carry on.
You need
Kai.
the Inception music.
Yes.
Yeah, well, with that DM set, I cannot but try and shoot this squig right in the face. And because Kai is feeling lucky punk, but not, they're gonna.
I genuinely thought that was maybe a talent you had.
No. But I am going to use my metal straight off the bat, and I'm going to double my dice.
Wow.
Because I have spread on my repeater, which means everything around it gets half damage for any nearby target. So I want to shoot this, and then any of the other squigs nearby will get half damage. So I'm going to get 8d6.
Damn.
wow.
I have
Somebody
average.
wants to win the contest.
Yes. Yeah, so because I'm feeling lucky, I'm going to use my metal straight off the bat because I want to win at our competition because I'm very competitive, me and Kai. And so I'm going to roll both. I'm going to use my metal to double my attack rolls. So I have got average attack.
All right. Average armor or defense, I should say. So fours across the board.
Fours
This
across
is
the
so
board.
dramatic when you're like, and I've got average attack.
I've got average.
I am just average.
I am
That's not-
mediocre.
I come
Right.
at them with my underwhelming attack.
Whoa. Underwhelming. Average. It is okay.
It's exactly the right amount
It
of
is.
whelming.
It's the right amount of whelming. It is. It is perfect whelm. I will
Prepared
perfectly
to
whelm
The enemy will
Yes.
recognize this as an attack.
as a textbook attack even. And so I'm gonna double. That means I got 8d6 to roll. So I roll the first first floor. That is, if I use my focus on that one, I get 2 successes. Second lot, I get 2 successes again. So that is 4 successes, and my attack is just successes.
Damn.
And because it spreads, everything around it takes half damage. So they take 2
So
damage.
that'd be 2. Okay, so as your bolt sort of releases and the ether sea sort of hangs this hue out in this wooded area, and this squig that's been airborne sort of chewing its way through this atmospheric pressure and this moisture that's been put up into the air by Akasha. Your bolt, in a sort of slow motion John Wick sort of follow Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, if we want to go very old school. We follow this bolt whistling
Men in
through.
tights, right?
Oh, Men in Tights, yes. I'm not supposed to lose. That wasn't in the script.
Can there be all the like the sea around it doing like the highly patterned like watercolor?
Oh, yeah.
thing
Oh,
that, you
yes.
know, probably
Light
took
shimmers
a lot
through.
of like dropping
as it-
inks in water and to actually get that effect.
Like everywhere the light strikes these beads of moisture, there is a small rainbow that sort of cascades down through, scattering and refracting the light as your crossbow bolt. This is very elaborate. Crossbow bolt.
I used my metal. Come on, I paid for
Yes.
this.
Fair enough.
Yes.
You did. Pierces through this moisture as it sort of breaks the surface tension. And as this maw is coming down, the eyes focus down on Oddmund. The bolt strikes it between the eyes, but the forward momentum, although heavily resisted now by the sea, is still there, and your bolt causes a sort of a backward spiral to begin. Oddmund, this thing is now spinning reverse almost down towards you. Are you wanting to move out the way? Do you want to roll like a body reflexes, or how are you going to deal with this situation?
No, body reflexes. I have a point in reflexes, but it's not really my style. I would like to catch it.
All right,
if you'll allow me to do that.
Do me a body might to hang
Great.
on. And while you're rolling that, as this crossbow bolt has moved, it's taken about 5 minutes to get there, but it's moved through the air and hit this squig as it began a rotation. Time sort of catches up with itself as the other bolts sort of shoot out, inflicting damage. The one that was already injured by Oddmund now just goes...
That's 2, Oddmund. That's 2, mate.
The others, you can hear a sort of a pained imprint as the bolts sort of strike. One loses an eye but continues to spring forward. Another one sort of almost catches it through the teeth. And it sort of, you can see this purplish blood now pooling out from its maw as it springs forward again. Oddmund, how did you do?
Well, it depends how difficult the test was.
Would have been, we'll say it was moving slow, it's been injured, it was rotated. We'll say 4s. We'll sort of balance
4s?
out to a 4.
Okay. Okay, so right now it's 2 successes. But is this grip related?
It is grip related.
Then I'm going to roll 2 more dice.
Oh,
Hey.
nice.
That is 1 more 6, so that is 3 successes.
Nice. So
Total.
not only does your vice-like grip take charge, how do you deal with the momentum that's coming around? Where are you catching this? On a foot? In the face? By the tail?
Well, I think I like to. I'm just adding a bit of, as one of my regular players would say, chutney to this. I think Oddmund's weapons have the little leather loops that go around his wrists, so he lets go. They drop and kind of hang down there, and he's just gonna catch. Maybe like he's gonna grip the one hand kind of in and under the squig's kind of eyelid. And then just sort of somewhere down lower, catch the other end of it. So he's just kind of holding, like Atlas, this big red ball with legs.
You know what I'm imagining right now is like a little toddler with the mittens tied on so he doesn't lose the mittens.
Yeah, it's cute.
And like
It's
a
really
giant
cute.
beach ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all party
Yeah.
themed, isn't it? So yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think it's my turn, so I'll do something with this on my turn, I guess.
You will. However, each of you are now being beset. So you're each going to be attacked. So your Ethicy will obviously maintain Akasha for that extra minute. Because spells just work in this game and don't require too much more to sort of happen to them. However, you are all being launched at by squigs who are left over. There's a few coming for you, Oddmund, Kai and Akasha. So I'll start with Oddmund, since you have just caught this thing and you're now being pounced upon. The the squigs get this lovely trait that says the boing, boing, boing. Boing, boing, boing,
Amazing.
boing, boing, boing. The first squigs to leap at the target are just trying to bowl it over before the rest descend with their open maws.
Perfect.
So I can reduce my dice pool by the amount of a certain amount of toughness to make you do a body might test or be knocked over.
Do you want to make me do a body might test?
I mean, they're foolish, and the other two aren't as mighty as you. So
So this comes in, and then the attacks come after.
yes,
Amazing. Love this.
Cool. So
Body might.
toughness. So this will be a.
Yeah. What's the thing?
Make sure I can just. So we'll do a 4-2 body might test.
4-2 body might. All right.
This is
4 for
first-
body, 2 for might. That's yeah. That's 2 for 3 5s is 6. More than enough successes.
So the first one kind of bounces off you and sort of bounces up and sort of just rolls over onto the floor, all kind of. You can see it starting to scramble back to its feet. However, the one behind it is now just going to try and completely come in and clamp in to you with a fang-filled maw. It's literally just going to try and bite you. So my melee attack is good. Your defense is...
Well, it's good unless there's more than one person attacking me. Well, sorry, I should say, if 2 enemies are in close range at the start of my turn.
Which they are,
They are?
technically.
Then my defense is now great.
Oh, nice. So that puts you above me, so I have to get 5s. So I will roll my 5 and toughness, which has gone down a bit. So I already roll a number of d6s. This is great. And I need to get 5s and above. Which I got 1. So that
Alright.
does 2 plus successes, so 3 damage
3 damage to my toughness. Yes?
to your toughness.
Perfect.
Yes. So as one sort of clamps into you, Akasha and Kai, you are each going to have a smaller group sort of race in and attack each of you.
I think I was trying to, when Kai was like woohooing about having popped 2 of them, she was like turning to like glare at them, and then suddenly like, ah! No way!
And again, with your Ethicee, they don't quite have the power, and this is why a reduced number have been able to get to you. They've had to force their way through this sea of mist and fog that you've generated and created. So a lesser number are going to attack you. So that means
Still multiple.
Multiple. Exactly. It's still a number.
So, yeah.
It's not one.
Not
and
one,
what
is it?
What is your defense?
1 with the... Is it the one with the little target symbol?
No, it's the
no,
one
the
with
one
the
next
little
to it.
shield. Sort of. It looks somewhere between a shield and some sort of
That was the last one.
The third one along.
Oh, oh,
Poor. I am
okay.
poor.
I thought it
in
might be.
many respects.
yeah. I kind of was feeling that coming as well.
You're rich in friends, so that's okay.
Wow, that's so
But
beautiful.
now I am. Let's
Your
see
friend
how many of them
score is
survive this battle.
average.
Average.
Oh, right.
I like having very average friends.
Yeah.
3. Okay.
Textbook friends,
Textbook friends. We all look after each other.
but not well. Just average.
Yeah.
Badly.
Okay, so that is 6, a 6,
Oh dear.
a 5, a 5.
Oh boy.
I don't like all this. What's all
a
this?
3. So
Bugger.
that is 2 plus 5 damage is 7 damage.
Oh.
Oh,
So-
welcome to my world. Jesus Christ.
So you do have armor, I believe, light armor, which will negate one of those.
You alive?
Well, wait, I think with the armor I am, because I only have 7 toughness, but I also
Oh.
have 1 armor.
There you
So
go.
So-
you've got 1 toughness left. Jeez.
Yeah. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oof.
Drink your
I
money.
shouldn't have turned
Drink your
away.
money.
I was too busy glaring at Kai. It went badly for me.
Adam,
Yes.
before we move on, I'd forgotten about armor. I do technically have 1 armor, so would that have made the damage I took 6 rather than 7?
Yes.
Cool. Just
So your armor soaks unless something destroys your armor,
Yeah.
which is a different mechanic.
Yeah.
You would.
it takes 1 point
why
of
did
that
you want
damage.
good armor?
I forgot. I forgot because I'm imagining myself to be nude most of the time.
But you have
Um,
metallic runes.
Yes, I have.
gold runes,
I have magic
literally
rune armor.
forced into your skin
Yeah.
to
I
create
love it.
this. And Kai, you'll also get a similar amount of treatment. I would
Yay.
apologize, but I'm not going to because
not
you, however,
actually
have
sorry.
2. So you shot a number of them with your crossbow. You finished off
Naturally.
one and dealt with it. So 2 have sort of circled round, and you can. But that second
Here, kitty.
is where they are now through the air, and again, the sea is sort of peeling back off their sort of spherical forms, sort of lapping and lacing off their elongated tails and their forced out feet, as it were, as 2 come landing down upon you. What is your defense?
Average.
Average. So that's 1. So I need
Much like my attack.
I do have good attack with melee, so okay.
Well, let's hope you get that far.
I do have 2 armor though. I have 2 for my armor. So
Pretty
actually,
good.
That's
That's
nice
pretty
of you.
good.
It's pretty nice for you.
It's nice for me.
Which
I think it will be.
I'm
Hopefully,
nice.
nice for me.
Remember, you've got that Doom sword.
Oh fuck yes.
So, you fare pretty well out of this. Just to say. So 3 successes on the dice, plus 2, so that's 5 damage, and then negated by whatever armor you have or
So
have
that's only
not.
3 damage because I have
3 damage. Nice.
Very
nice.
As 2 of these smaller, and these are sort of on the smaller side, are now sort of clamped and sort of rolling off of your armor as they've sort of sunk teeth in, and they sort of ease off. So as each have made an attack, they're now sort of levering back to come in again. But in that break, you each get a chance to act. Who is acting first?
Just stick with the same order from before.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Cool. I will.
I didn't want to be rigid because someone might go, I need to do this, or I want to support that person, or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's why I open it out to the group.
I think
to
that's my main thing.
communicate.
I think I'm gonna. Are we? How many we got left roughly in terms of? Are they still? Do they still have enough to like attack us from all sides, or are they thinned out a little bit now?
The herd literally have been significantly thinned, but there is enough for you to have concern from each of you. And again, you're unsure as to how many more are further afield. So dealing with this
Sure.
situation is better. And while you're weighing up these options, again closer to the ziggurat, you hear, "Kill him."
Love this guy's catchphrase.
Oddmund, I
Yes.
I believe you are.
I'm gonna move back, so I'm sort of back with the group. I will retreat a little ways, still carrying the dead squig.
Absolutely.
And I will just sort of dunk it into the ground in front of Akasha, so she's got some cover, basically,
All right.
to use.
Okay,
Happy
good.
with this.
She's
Big-
kind of like
Big red
leaning on her staff
dead
at the moment.
thing that she can maybe hide
Yeah,
behind.
okay, good.
I'm happy with that.
Shit.
And I guess actually, I'll end my turn. I'll dunk it on the ground, sort of gesture to Akasha to maybe use it as cover, and then I'm going to climb on top of it. I hop up on top of it, and I'm just gonna I'm just gonna beat my chest with my weapons and scream, "It's my birthday! Come on then!"
I mean, I can. That all comes under free action and movement. If you want to make an attack or want to use metal, you are more than welcome to. They are beginning to form up as you sort of finished with this as the ones that were knocked over are now sort of struggling back to their feet?
I guess I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make, but I wanna be able to absorb more of them, so they're less likely. I feel like if I go and attack, some of them are gonna take me on, and the rest are gonna go for the others. I kind of want to be where the focus is, basically.
Herd mentality.
Yeah.
Center of attention.
You become
So I will forego doing anything until they come at me, I guess. If that's something I can, that's what I'll do.
Do me then what works with this? Just to see not how convincing, but maybe either an entertain, a guile, an intimidation, something that I want to see how well Oddmund really puts himself across.
Okay. Can I use body with any of those?
If you want to flex and get swole in...
I mean, of course I do. Look at my t-shirt.
How about
intimidation?
Body intimidation.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's just body. I don't have anything in intimidation. He's a very sweet soul. And you know what? No, actually, I'll save my metal. What do I need?
You get metal back every time.
Yeah, but am I going to get my metal back before I've had the opportunity to... Oh, hang on. Yeah, okay. Actually,
if you're ending your turn, you can use your metal, because the next time it comes back round to you, you will have your metal.
I forgot how metal works.
Wait, I forgot how metal works. How does metal work?
You get it every time.
You get
basically
it
advantage every go.
Every time you have an action, you have metal available to you. Soul fire is the thing that's limited as a resource.
Oh, I got those things so confused. Oh, yes. Okay.
You can.
Yes.
Some gyms will rule it. You only get metal back at rest and things, a bit like inspiration in other systems. However, rules as written, you are a champion. You can just push harder than everybody else.
Great. If I'm doubling training in something I have no training in, does that just give me 1 extra dice?
Yeah.
Great. Let's do that then. Let's do 5 dice. And yeah, what do I need?
I think because you've power slammed this squig into the ground, you have presented your body in a swole way.
As I like to do, yeah.
As you like to do, it is your birthday. We'll say 3 because you're using your biggest asset, your physique, to show.
3s, you say?
Ah, yes.
That's 3 successes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Can't change any of those.
With the squishy impact of the squig into the ground, and you're mounting upon it, and this display, Kai Akasha, there is a shift of this red herd round to Oddmund as they begin to you can see them starting to shift their weight in that direction. It's either of you to act.
Would I get opportunity attacks? Because...
Do you have the opportunist feat?
I do have the
then
opportunity.
Yes, you would.
So amazing. I would like to take those opportunity attacks with my cutlass. So I will do... This will just use simple 5d6 on the one that's trying to get away from me. Oh yeah, I've rolled the dice, but I don't know what I need to get.
So their defense is average, and your attack is
good.
So you are 1 above, so you need to get 3s. 3s on the dice.
So I'll use my focus to get 2 damage. 2, so plus 1, so that makes 3 damage.
All right. You skewer, rather. Are you an artful skewerer? Or
yes,
more of a swiping? I like to check. I don't know. So 1 sort of...
I'd like to do it with my leg blade, so I'd have just skewered it on my leg and then sort of flung it off.
Kicking sword.
Yeah, exactly. That's 3.
All right. So as
doing really well, I might lose.
Crap, I'm gonna let you win. It's your birthday.
We'll just. It's fine. So as 2 move away, 1 Kai, you slice and dice with your leg blade. And as you sort of steady your frame, Akasha, it is you if you wish to act in this moment.
Yeah, so I am going to, somewhat inelegantly collapse to the ground behind the thing that Oddmund is standing on. And just sit there for a while going, while take a moment before again just like grasping the staff so tight that the sharp edges of the barnacles like digging into her skin. And I am going to call forth my cloying sea mists again, because I feel like we need another good area effect spell. Which is... Oh, this is the one that I get confused about. I roll and then they roll. So I roll 5, 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I need 3 5s.
You do.
Right?
That is correct.
For it to work. Okay.
And then what, they roll against that, or?
And then they roll something too. Yes, they roll something. Okay. Oh, no. Nowhere near. I rolled very poorly. Lots of 1s and 2s.
You can use your metal.
Okay, yeah, what do I use my metal too?
So, that
So
would
you could take an extra. You could take an extra action, or you could use a talent or a miracle. Double your training, double your focus. I'd say because you've already tried to cast it, adding extra dice now would be. But if you wanted to take an extra action, cast a different spell. Just because one has failed doesn't mean that you have lost the ability to cast spells. It's just that in this moment, that one has not. You've not taken from the magic, as it
checks out.
Okay. In that case, is there? I presume there is, because we're surrounded. Like, I've got my back to a giant birthday balloon. Can I see one in front of me?
You can sort of spot one out. Yes.
I'm not shielded from. I'm gonna arcane bolt it.
Oh, nice.
Find things. I only need 4s, and I have got loads of 4s. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got a focus. We'll make that one a success too. So 5 successes.
So 5 successes. So 1 you needed to successfully cast. So everything else on top of that becomes additional damage if you wish it to be.
Nice.
Yeah. So that is 5 damage, right? Because it's 1 damage plus damage per additional success.
Indeed. So remind us again what your arcane bolt looks like, being from your more seaborne.
Last time, because I think I cast this last time, but I can't remember exactly what I said. But I feel like it might have been something like the like blue light rippling across the seafloor in a sort of flutter of refraction.
Nice. That's now canon. We'll go over that. Yeah. So as this blue light sort of skitters across and hits, you hear a slight sizzling sound almost, and then there is another louder pop as this thing explodes and sheds this sort of purplish blood, slightly electrified, slightly blue, and hanging in the air for that moment. Your ether sea now starting to give as probably 2 minutes has passed approximately, starts to fade away as the blood sort of just hangs in the air for a moment and then splatters out across the roots. Looking round now, there are very, very few left. There are 2 that were sort of left, sort of now turned towards Oddmund and heading in his direction, and Kai, the one that escaped from you. So 3 of these squigs are now making what I am assuming to be their last assault in towards you, Oddmund. You have moments to react. What are you doing?
Well, if I'm reacting and
you take an action.
I will leap from the corpse of the squig onto the other squigs and just hammer into them with both weapons. I'll do the split. I'll do the half and half split. Do damage to multiple ones if I can. 4 for body, 2 for weapon skill, 1 for dual wielding. What do I need?
So their defense is average.
If there's more than 1 in close range with me, then that's just my defense. So my attack is good.
So good against average. So you need 3s.
3s. Oh, it's good. I'm gonna turn one of those 2s into a 3 with my 1 point of focus. I'm gonna take that out, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes, please.
Oh my! Is that split?
Is that 3 and 3? We'll split
or?
that half and half. I should have done that at the top, but it roughly would have worked out the same anyhow.
So you axe in one hand, sort of bat in the other, just coming down.
So that's 4 damage each.
Nice. So what you, Kai, and Akasha see from behind is this leaping Dwarden fire slayer. He doesn't leap very high, but given the springboard sort of start off the squig, it's dramatic.
He doesn't leap very high, but he drops very hard.
And there's this moment, and again, there's that ether sea is just drifting away. So you're just held that little bit longer in the air as what's left of the moisture in the air sort of breaks down the side of your weapons as you come down on 2 of them, sort of landing or going to land between them as your axe head and your club sort of make impact and almost have the same force of motion consistent down through as their bodies sort of bend and then give, and there's that odd pause and then that now familiar do you do a superhero landing? Are you down on 1 foot 1 knee, or how do you land, Oddmund?
No, I just because this amuses me. I feel like I've said it in a game before, not one that's necessarily been recorded. I'm not sure he even really bends his knees properly when he lands. It's very much, it's the square block in Tetris. It's like
nice.
blip, blip, blip. And then I think you see him go, and then what Akasha and Kai see is a brief pause, and then 2 simultaneous geysers of squig blood. Whoosh, straight up in the air.
Like pyrotechnics at a rock concert.
Exactly.
So as your square peg lands in the round hole, and these 2 explode out, purplish blood now smattering up the tree roots across the undergrowth, there is 1 remaining. With you in this position, Kai, Akasha, it's up to you to steal it.
I want to steal it.
Well, could he steal it? But I didn't use any metal, so I could use my metal now to take an extra action.
Damn it! No!
I am gonna take my moment to also just glare at Kai and just winkily be like, "Don't you dare!"
I'll restrain myself, going. It's his internal monologue. It's his birthday. It's his birthday. It's his birthday. Don't do it. It's his birthday. Right? Don't ruin it. Just accept it. He'll be a nightmare to listen to because he'll win, but it's his birthday, all right? So I'll let him go.
It's embarrassing how much I want this.
It's 3 apiece right now. It's so annoying.
All right,
go for it.
Last one. Was it 3s? Was it still 3s?
Yeah, you're good, and it's average. So 3s and above.
All right.
Is this with your axe or your club, out of interest?
Both?
Okay.
I think it's always both.
When you dual wield, you never just use one, do you?
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the thing.
That's 5 successes.
Oh, nice. So why don't you, Oddmund, describe how, having landed with these jets of purplish blood, you now sight the last one. What do you do now?
How big are these squigs exactly?
So they have ranged in size. Some are beach ball size. Some are gym ball size, the big sort of Swiss inflated Swiss ball size.
Okay.
And this remaining one is one of the larger ones. And it's sort of leaning forward, looking at you, but you've got the jump on it.
Okay. I'm gonna run at it. And then as it's, squigs are all mouth, right? They're basically all mouth. As it's more kind of yawns open, Oddmund's gonna do his best to jump inside it, but it's not really big enough. So it's more that he kind of jams his like upper body and shoulders and head inside it and arms, and then just kind of tears it off himself with both. So it's less of a pop and more of a sort of quite unpleasant tearing sound, and then he's just covered in its innards, steaming in a clearing.
Nice. So with the way that your action takes place and you've gone in and you, again, that sort of tomato tearing, that's the best I could go with.
Yeah.
as you sort of tear it in half. As the top half kind of falls to the floor, the tongue hangs out. The legs are now planted in the ground as your weight has sort of impressed it. So there is basically like a squeak table of tongue and legs propped up by tail. As Akasha and Kai, that's what you can sort of see from behind our Dwarden Fire Slayer. Out further into the clearing of the ziggurat, you're let's try. And you now hear a roar in pain, and looking beyond what you can see, and I'd say in the very distance, but in the distance, only because they're so small, you see, and I'll make sure I put up the right page so you have a good reference. Which one's? Let's go with that one. You don't get any stats.
Oh, I love his little mask.
Yeah.
So you see,
Absolutely love his little mask.
reflected and refracted, all the sort of the sunlight here in this sort of clearing, is this Gloomspire gets in sort of full armor, this moon, sort of crescent moon shaped helm, this blade that it's sort of holding out, and you can see that the blade is dripping with blood as it sort of moves and dances, and it's surprisingly sort of swift and nimble considering it's wearing armor. And as it sort of turns the sort of this moon shaped sickle shaft weapon, it sort of draws your attention to the ziggurat, and there at the far side, in the entranceway, you can see a large let's get that's not one either. Ignore that. That's not for you. Where are we going? Up here.
What is all this? What are you doing?
These are all the things that are coming in a minute.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm hoping. Wait, you are lying on this one, right? Okay, you are landing on this one, right? Okay, cool.
So,
Oh boy,
you can
that's a
see
big boy.
this
Oh, no.
large seraphon, but it again cries out in pain, and you can see that its weapons are down to one side as it gently sort of stands over and then lifts, carefully lifts this brightly colored skink up into its arms. And you can see, once it's got its cradled, you can see just the smallest of sort of hand movements and signals, and you can't quite pick out any noises. It's that far away, they don't quite carry through. And over the sound of laughter from this goblinoid armored individual, you can see the ziggurat begin to sort of glow in this odd sort of celestial energy. And this large seraphon steps in with the skink sort of cradled in, dragging its large weapon behind. There is blood everywhere. Now you can see clearer. There are carved up sauruses, the sort of larger defenders of the ziggurat have been torn to shreds, probably potentially by the squig, maybe something else. And as this large saurus takes this skink in, they disappear into the shadows, and then there's this beam of light, and there is then sort of an eerie silence that falls upon the glade. Well, it's eerie until our friend says, Captain! And he darts off to one side, and you can feel now a heavier boodum, boodum, and it's coming from round the side of the ziggurat. What do you guys do?
God, this is awfully elaborate for you to have laid it on at such short notice.
Yes.
It's got layers.
Yeah.
Cake.
Like
It's a cake. It's got
there's
layers.
sort of like some kind of lizard romance story going on up there. It's very touching. And then there's this you've laid on this goblin bad guy. I like him and his catchphrases. This cool mask.
At the end, you're going to have to blow out the candle on top, okay?
Oh, Or maybe
I think we
maybe I am the candle, and I get blown up. No, wait, no, that sounded wrong. I meant dying, not the other thing. Look,
it's not that kind of party.
Sorry, that was somebody else take charge, please. I'd like to stop talking.
Well, I guess we better continue with our elaborate party then, Ekisha.
Does the party involve some delicious healing goodness?
Yeah, I think.
Did we bring
Drink your money. Drink your
party
money.
refreshments?
Yeah. Drink your money, Ekisha.
I spent my money on food already.
Ah, right. Well, you can have some.
I went shopping when I was hungry, and it was a mistake.
I take Oddmund. Oddmund reaches into, like, you assume a pocket, but he's clearly not wearing enough for there to be pockets. Like, if there is, it's a very small pocket, or like a belt loop, maybe. You hope. And he's gonna take his bottle of is it Aqua Guaranis? Is that what it's called?
That's it. Yeah.
And I toss the whole thing to Ekisha.
Nice.
I don't need it.
I mean, that's fair.
I want to die.
Die in the right moment. You might.
This feels
Damn it.
awfully epic and good and right.
So,
What could be more fitting than to die on one's birthday?
It's a death day party. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yay!
happy death day.
Happy death day to me.
So, as you pass the Aqua Guaranis over, just for reference, so 1 drop restores 1 toughness.
I will check exactly how much I actually had on my character sheet.
More than enough, I would imagine. I think we get like 75 or
I
something.
had
We get lots.
45.
Yeah. So
Oh, wow,
10.
okay.
So a file, vial, which is sort of 10 drops, restores 10 toughness and removes any condition you may have. And if you neck a whole sphere, which is basically like 100, which I don't think any of you have, but
Together.
it would restore, all your wounds.
Become
or reduce-
immortal.
Not quite, but not far off. Yeah. So while we consider our options for restoration of health, shall we say, now disappeared off to one side, you hear.
I think Oddmund, he's asking you to go play with him.
Is that okay? Is it okay if I go and play with him? Is that allowed?
What do you think, Extra?
we should come play too. Just
Okay.
make sure.
Don't go too far. Stay in sight at all times.
So
I love that between the first game and this one, I've become a baby. Anyone who's just tuning into this, I wasn't a baby in the first one,
you were not.
but I'm a baby now. I'm a
It's
baby
your
now,
birthday
guys.
and we are your
It's my
parents.
You're a
birthday.
toddler.
divided.
You're
I'm
an
a big-
adorable toddler.
Big birthday baby. Let's do this.
At least there'll be venison at the end.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I've
still
had
got the half a deer.
I've had half a deer strapped to my
okay.
back this whole time. Yep,
Don't drop the deer. Don't lose the deer.
it's covered in squig blood.
So while we discuss birthday celebrations and health restoration and a maniacal Gloomspire gets hidden somewhere and this large, loud, ominous thudding coming from around the side of the ziggurat, we will stop for a break.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Wow.
Back to
Back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this Actual Play UK stream game of the Cubicle 7 TTRPG Soulbound. This game, Lost and Bound, has our intrepid binding, moving through a wooded area towards a ziggurat which has been beset by Gloomspire Gits. We have taken a moment to just refresh and rehydrate. So what are you doing as there is a decimation of squig herd behind you, a maniacal laughter off to one side in the wooded area, and a sound of heavy footsteps that seem to be coming around the ziggurat, having seen the Seraphon seemingly make their escape or vanish from view.
I think as I'm chugging on the Aqua Guaranus to refresh my palate.
As you're doing that, can I just like hold up the one that Oddmund gave me as well and just be like, to Oddmund.
Oddmund. I was gonna make sure that Extra's looking like they're drinking, and I'm gonna put give the look section to say like, are you good now?
Cheers.
Good. Down it, and then I will sort of give the same eyes, then trying to say, you're good? We're ready to go? Yeah? And then I'll sort of pat the back of Oddmund and go, you're up by 1.
Yeah.
But not for long.
Oh, I like a challenge.
First one there gets the prize.
Oh, what's the prize?
Well, you'll have to find out, my friend.
Oh, it's a secret, okay. All
yeah. Right. Come on, I'll slap him on the arse.
Oh, I'm gonna try and give him the rest of his potion back.
No, he's gone.
Yes.
Okay.
I refuse.
It's
all yours
anyway, but yeah.
No, you can do. I thought it'd be.
So, as you sort of have this playful moment between you, almost forgetting that things can go very bad very quickly.
That's what I want.
That's what I want. You see ahead of you, obviously not the lines, the dotted lines that are just there to help with zoning, and the letters for reference. However, clearing from sort of the wooded area around towards the entrance of the ziggurat, you sort of see bodies of Seraphons on the ground. There's burst squigs. There's a few sort of grots that have been slain as well, sort of scattered across, bits of discarded sort of half armor. By half armor, I mean it's been destroyed and is in bits, sort of scattered around the areas between close to the ziggurat entrance and just by the sort of central area. The sound that grot, that armored, crescent mooned, helmed grot was making a sort of drifted off to what would be the left hand side as we look at it, back into the trees a little bit, and there's a heavy set of footprints which is sort of circling round from that right hand side into the sort of the zone alpha, zone A if we're going to use zones for references, and stepping around you see this thing comes sort of prowling and
surprise.
Can't be good, can it?
and you can hear it sort
Probably
of
not great.
curl its claws into the mud, and now you can sort of, where in amongst all the rest of the action, you can now hear sort of the chains and the sort of the bone cage sort of rattling and moving as this sort of almost bovine and the rider is sort of swinging and whipping and sort of extending and retracting this sort of chained hook type weapon as they step across into this alpha section, and just scans both you as a group, many you Oddmund who have stepped sort of more into focus now where you are, having cleared the trees, and even beyond into the tree line where you, Akasha and Kai are. And he says,
"It's a good job, Grotbags. You have brought me a fire slayer.
And the beast begins to move towards you. Oddmund, what are you doing?
I move towards it.
I'll bring up the map again.
I love the Bane impression.
Yep.
Yes, I thought there was nothing else.
Matt, where did you go? Typically, I lost the map. There we are. John, you'll have to work some edit magic as I sort of try and... Nope.
Cut around it. Cut around it.
Fix in post. Fix in post.
We can do that. We can make it full screen and then full screen it. So, there we go. So, as it sort of moves in from the sort of the top right-hand corner into that first zone close to the entrance, you can see these heavy claws sort of dig in as this large creature that seems to be sort of not oozing, but dripping some sort of substance down onto the ground, which sort of makes it moist in and around under its underbelly. And again, you can hear...
Yes, let us take the Fire Slayer to the Cool Boys.
And he points directly at you, Oddmund. You said you were moving.
Yes.
You are currently in zone Delta, which means you would have to sort of move and then use your metal to potentially move again. And that would only get you in the zone before, if that makes sense.
That's fine. I think engaging it as fast as possible is best here, to give my allies as much sort of space to do their thing. So, yeah, I will move. I'll use my move to go into C, and then I'll use a metal to go into B.
All right.
Is that how that works?
That is how that works.
Beautiful.
First time we've really had to use movement and spacing in that respect. But don't worry, they'll be very close to you very shortly. Akasha and Kai, what are you doing while Oddmund has now sprinted forward? This challenge sort of thrown out. You can hear the whistling as the sort of the hooked chain sort of spins round next to this auroch, astride, sort of mounted upon this clawed cow bovine type beast thing.
Do they, for mechanical reasons, do they count as two enemies?
They would do, yes.
Ooh.
Can I try and see if the giant moo cow's okay?
In what way?
In a way that's like, yeah, I'm really into this charging at people.
Yeah.
And if this guy wasn't here, I'd still be doing this because I love it. This is my jam. Or in a like, there's some grass in the other field and I just
rather
wanted
we
to
do.
chew the cud, you know? And I love cud. Where's my cud gone?
I don't think vibe check is here, but let's do maybe
Vibe check.
Vibe check.
Look, it's how we started the game. It's
fair one.
it's fitting.
Intuition or nature or
Can I do intuition? I have a little dot in that.
yeah, why not?
What base stat is intuition?
So we'll just say the average is 4. So the average check in the game, if there's no specified difficulty, will be 4. So
No, I mean,
your...
what base stat is it? Mind, body, or soul?
Oh, it's mine,
Oh,
isn't it?
so intuition would be mind.
Mind, yeah.
As you try and mental math it.
Okay, so I'm going to roll 4, 5, d6.
Very nice.
And I'm getting... I've gotten 2 of those are over 4, so 2 successes.
Right. You see the way it's moving and the way it sort of carries itself, the way the claws dig and drag, that it's not so much a beast of burden, it is a beast that has been purposed and seems to have a not symbiotic.
No, it doesn't want cud. It wants a blood.
It's yes. Let's just
Blood,
roll
not
with that
cud.
rhyme. It's far better than anything I could come up with in the moment.
Okay, fine.
Incredible work.
Fine. Okay.
Chew the blood.
So as you sort of stand there and make this assessment and go, Kai, what are you doing?
I would like to move into C
Okay.
whilst taking a look for where you know, the guy with all the sayings is.
We love that guy.
What's your natural awareness on your sheet?
Natural awareness is 2.
Okay. He's definitely better than that. So let's do. I'm just trying to. Awareness.
Awareness.
I
I do
am-
have. Is that mind?
Awareness is mind, yes.
Okay, so I have a little dot in that as well. So I get 3d6, which isn't great. So I've only got 2 mind. Not smart. but
You
there
can
go.
metal it.
Oh,
Could metal it.
I'm gonna metal it.
Ooh.
So I add 1, double my training, which means I get 4, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I got a 5 and a 6. So if we're going for 4, that's 2 successes.
All right.
Nice.
So you sort of tracked the movement into sort of the periphery of what is effectively Zone B on the map, but in that sort of middle distance, off to the left-hand side, so would be able to potentially move and intercept Oddmund at any moment. And as you sort of track it through, there is just the slightest glimmer that comes off the armor as this small form has tried to tuck back in behind the trunk of a tree, English. And there's a slight glint just off of that curved moon-shaped sickle as it begins to sort of wield it and almost begin to turn as though about to take some form of action.
Well, well, whenever I can, I'm going to make an attack, but whenever that is, if that's now or later, I'll take it then.
I would say they've got pretty much total cover, so you could attempt an attack, but it would be a
Or I'll
heavy
wait until they.
disadvantage.
Oh, well, maybe I'm just going to keep an eye on that location to see if they're going to make a move. Then.
Shift that so I can actually see some stats. All right, so as this heavy form sort of comes through, that whipping of chain, Kai, that movement that you were watching and looking now seems to sort of snap into action as almost like greased grot lightning. There is step, just light, surprisingly light, moving through the undergrowth and the foliage. And then all of a sudden, as it gets out into the light, it just bursts into light. And it races across, and it brings this sickle round to bear, this moon slicer sickle that it has against you, Oddmund, as it sort of zips out at that same level, on the same zone you are, and it is going to attack you.
Oh no.
So, because we will go in favor of this, it is going to do a melee attack against you, which is good. Your armor is...
My defense is also good.
Defense is good, so it needs 4 and above on 5d6. If the target is unaware of it, no, because it shouted and laughed at you, so you're definitely aware of it. Sim yourself off doing double damage and ignoring your armor. But let's just leave the character and roll with it for now as it swings this sickle round, this sort of sickle-shaped moon slicer round at you. 5d6. 2, 3. So what was it? So it was good. Your defense was good.
Also good.
Also good. So it was 4s. So that's 3. So 4 points of damage, which is penetrating, and penetrating.
Ooh, means it ignores my armor.
I'm just checking on my sheet, but I believe you're right. Ignores 1 point of armor.
I've only got 1 point of armor.
Oh no.
4 damage.
Or damage, slashing damage. Is it 2 hands? It's probably, I'd say it was being knee high to everybody else, but you're about the same size. You're slightly taller. Maybe ego and broadness have sort of helped you out, but it's 2 hands slices through, and then it curves off as it finishes making this attack, and you see it cross to where this creature is, and it slides underneath, and all of you see this now. Its sickle slides across the underbelly, and you can see it now starting to drip in whatever foul water or ooze is coming off it. And even though you can't see its expressions, you know there's an even broader grin underneath, and the laughter rings out from the underbelly. What are you guys doing? Both enemies are now one zone away from you, Oddmund, sorry.
Yeah, do you guys want to go and then I'll go?
I would like to have shot that little.
Yeah, I think
Tyke.
that sounds fair. I feel like that's something
Move closer
you
and
would
you
have done.
can.
Well, like,
Actually,
yeah,
you probably have. What's
would've
your
got-
range on your crossbow?
close. So it's close, but it's range, medium.
So, medium is effectively. I've got it right here. Why am I trying to wake it up when I can just read it? Range. Medium range is anything in your zone or an adjacent zone. Moving to
could have
medium
shot
range
him.
requires.
Are they
When he
now-
was in zone B.
Are they adjacent now? Yeah, or are they still one away?
So you guys are. So Oddmund is in B and you're in C or D. So you'd have to move.
I was in C when I moved in C and then had a look for them. So
I would say
Should I-
because of his nimbleness and the way he's moved,
yeah,
and it's not really opportunistic. You would
Yeah.
have to. He has completed his movement by the time you've sort of gone. Oh,
okay.
and
So I'll move into B and then shoot them.
all right, you can certainly try.
Well, I would have, yeah. So what I'd done is I'd have probably seen them rush out, been like thinking I'm gonna have the take on them because I've tracked them. Crap, they're really fast. I've not had a go, so I'm just gonna run into the next one and see it under the underbelly and have a shoot. Then,
All right.
all
right.
I'm gonna use my metal to take 2 attacks.
Oh yes, please.
Okay, so I'll do the first one, 46.
The defense is good.
Yeah,
And your attack
average.
is. So you need 5s.
5s.
It's all right. You got 5s. You got 5s.
Oh!
He's got 5s for days.
2 6s and 1 4, and I can up that 4 with my focus. So that is
Nice.
3. So that's 3 damage, and
If-
half to anything nearby, rounded up.
Okay, so what you see with your first bolt is as it sort of whistles through the air and under the underbelly, it actually strikes this armor, sting, and it impacts up into this bovine creature. As more of this ooze stuff starts gushing down the sort of the crossbow bolt. So something has been damaged. It wasn't the little guy with the sickle though. He's just kind of reflected
Bastard.
and sort of bounced it off. This armor is solid now. Looking at it the way it rushed across, it might not look it, but it
Okay.
can reflect equal to what you have just done. You need
Well,
to
I'd
come up
already
with something.
said I was going to take a shot, so
You
I
did.
will have say that I was going to see it. I'm going to take the other shot and aim it at the big creature because then that's what I'm going to quickly
Concentrate on.
concentrate on that, or the boss on the top. Boss on the top. Let's go with the boss on the top.
All right.
I've rolled already, but it's pretty good. But I'm average again. What's the boss?
My good man
My good man.
is good. So that'll be 5s again.
5s again. So with that, I've only got two successes. 6 and a 4, which I can up the 4 with a focus on that.
All right. So 2 again strikes the armor, and you can see him sort of recoil, but that just seems to incite the swinging of the chain whip as very minimal damage has taken place.
Again, half damage to anything nearby.
Again, as he sort of stamps to regain grip, you now see a small amount of blood pooling down, comes down the sort of the forearm of this bovine type creature.
Okay.
All right.
Oddmund wanted to die. Ekasha.
I will stride forward. So I'm using my movement. I'm sorry, I still got confused on the things. If I use my movement, am I within medium range of them?
Yes.
It's just my movement, not my metal. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to use my metal to double my movement so that I'm in the same zone as them.
Okay. All right. And yep.
And I'm going to cast Cloying Mists again. I love my Cloying Mists.
You do.
They're great if I can pull it off. I need 3 to hit 3 of my d6s to hit a 5 or above. Ah! So, let me just roll 66s. Okay.
You got this.
Yes, I do got
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
I've got 3 successes, and I'll use my focus. Does a 4th make any difference? No, maybe. Yes, I'll 4 successes.
4 successes. So you can extend the duration, for example. Cloying Miss
Oh,
is
Oh yes.
Is that the one that makes everything slower, or is that the one that makes everybody drown?
This is the one that makes everyone kind of asleep and having horrible nightmares. But they can save against it. So they are DN4S body fortitude test.
So
Amazing.
the successes is how many successes you've got?
4.
So-
So it's
so-
4 4s
4 fours
on fortitude.
on fortitude.
And I presume all 3 of them roll this separate.
Oh, they will.
I'm hoping, because when it
Sounds
does work,
pretty good.
they get incapacitated because they're busy dreaming creepy deep sea monsters in their heads.
So 4
And
fours.
if either of those 2 that are paired gets incapacitated, I feel like that could be real good.
Well, I have to roll perfectly for the boss, effectively, even though he's wearing a nice mask, because he doesn't have any fortitude. So he has a body of 4 though. He's pretty hardy. He's just not very fortuitous with his fortitude. Nearly went completely off topic. And so he fails.
Okay, good.
Nice.
Little laughy guy. Boom.
Fortitude
on.
Sweet dreams.
is 5. So the beast, the sludge raker beast as it is, this
Oh no. Doesn't want cud, wants sludge.
indeed, is 5 plus 1 plus 2, so that's 66 plus I can add to the rolls. I need to get
God. Okay.
also rolled terribly, so that's 1, 2,
Good.
3 successes. Nice.
Nice. I just broke my camera by getting excited.
Please don't. And the little guy, who does have fortitude. And okay, that's
Come
so
on.
again. I need to roll perfectly on this one as well.
This is clutch.
I mean, this could be end game.
Yeah, Oddmund might be really mad at me and I'm regretting my choices.
Not at all. Also rolls terribly. So describe
Yes.
how this. Oh my God, Hamilton's disappeared.
Hamilton's looking cute.
Kai, come back to us. So describe, Ekasha, how this cloying mist sort of emanates from you and how it takes effect.
So I think because I'm kind of casting it as I'm like striding like right up to them because I got to get into their zone to be able to do it, and I think it builds up as she's walking, so it's like it's being pulled along. So there's a huge build up of clouds, and in the last moment they whoosh sort of past her, filling the air and sort of drinking up everyone's nostrils
Amazing.
with a sickly greenish hue.
So as this sickly greenish hue sort of moves out and rounds and starts to envelop them, as it sort of creeps across the ground level, you hear the grot, the loom boss in his heavy armor sort of stagger. Moonslicer sort of sticks in the ground and then kind of warps, and then you just hear the metal collapse as he sort of doesn't fall far but falls to his feet as the armor sort of now clatters into the ground. You hear the rider, the sort of the chains whips lows down as they sort of get affected first, and you can see them sort of the chain slides off the side, impacting the ground, and they sort of hang on trying to fight it, and then they sort of slump back into what is effectively a throne of sorts, a saddle, I guess. And and begin sort of
I think seeing this, she's gonna look like suddenly a little shocked, turn to Oddmund, and say, "Sorry,
What?
they're just snoozing. We can wait for them to wake up."
You then hear, as you finish this, and Oddmund sort of considers the response, the large bovine beast. Our tongue sort of comes on. And then it sort of sinks onto one knee. And it's at this point you remember there's still a grot underneath as it drops to a rear knee. And sort of does that weird elephant sit-down thing where it kind of collapses back end first and then just kind of goes...
Oh.
And you hear it.
Oh, okay, that one might not wake up.
As this thing then rolls and you can hear, and it just about stabilizes itself as the rider, now completely out of it, arms down the side, chain completely sort of just across the lap, not even in control. As they sort of fall into this slumber. Well, two of them fall into this slumber. One of them is definitely not sleeping. Well, maybe sleeping the eternal sleep.
That's Laughy Boy, right? That's Laughy Boy that is now crushed. Yeah.
Can I
Amusing.
can I do some non-combaty things? Do I have time?
Absolutely. Well, they're asleep. You have all the time in the world.
How long do they sleep for?
Yes.
2
excellent.
rounds.
Is that it? Are they asleep until... Okay.
2 rounds. Can I rush over to Oddmund and say, you know what? Maybe this isn't it. Maybe this is not a worthy death. Maybe today is not the day. Maybe today is just a birthday and not a death day. Maybe we should go and finish the party elsewhere, and you'll have another day, a better day. Oddmund.
I did have a thought for another birthday game, but maybe it's not the right time. But
Look, Sakai.
No, look, it's fine. These fellows, well, they've sat on one of them. They're all just a bit sleepy. We
That's
should, if we're leaving, if that's the party over, and look, it's a lovely party, then we probably shouldn't just kind of leave these ones here. They might follow us or come and try and eat the people that we're traveling with, and for whatever reason they seem to have a problem with that, so we should probably deal with them, huh?
Just,
or maybe at least the fellow up there who's being very cruel to this creature here.
I just mean maybe today's not the day that you die.
Oh, don't say that, Dekasha.
I know
say that. It might be. Come on, it's fine.
I don't want to ruin it for you again, Oddmund. I don't. I really don't. And
this isn't it. If they can be put to sleep just by some
exactly.
greedy
we haven't
pigs.
gone inside the
Look, exactly.
It's
Look,
not the
Kai's
ones-
got it right. It's not. This was a lot of fun, but perhaps not. I was thinking maybe that very big lizard could have been it, but he's gone. That's not your fault. No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. We just got to do a little bit of house cleaning, and then perhaps we go and check on our charges back at the camp. Eh?
I am right in thinking that the ziggurat is a building which things could be inside the building, right? That's
for sure. Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay.
Oddmund is going to sort of stroll over to the sleeping creature. As the rider's still on it.
The rider is, because he's in a saddle, he's kind of sat almost in a throne. Arms are sort of just dropped by the sides, sort of slumped back in the chair, mask on, heavy breathing.
Is he attached to those chains that he was like whipping? Are those like his weapons that he's
They are
still holding?
his weapon, very much so. So they are loose. The chain itself is loose across his lap. The hooked end, because of the weight of it, has slipped off the side and is actually on the ground, sort of to the side of the the creature.
Well, if I can pull him off this creature, then I will. If that's possible, if I can just pull him off to myself, catch him maybe.
I will say, because of this little conversation and how long the spell lasts, you have one chance to relieve him of this chain before the spell starts to wear off.
It's more about getting him to me. That's what I want to try and do.
Ooh, interesting.
Or me to him. In fact, I'll just climb up on the beast.
All right.
I'll just grab some handfuls of its fur and I'll climb up on the back of the beast.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure it's all fur.
Yeah.
But yes. So, and because of the way it's sort of sat, you can sort of get up on a four-leg arm, or the front bit. And it's not now it's sort of on the ground. It's not, I mean, it's still a climb for you, but it's not sort of massively a towering beast in that respect. Now it's closer to the ground, so you can easily sort of get up. So now you are there sort of face to face with this masked orc, chain across its lap, this beast sort of breathing just quite calmly. Triceratops from Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Aww.
Don't endear it to us, Adam.
Too late.
Already was endeared. You said cow, and I was like, I love the moo cow.
Don't mention deers anyway as well.
Hey,
Where?
more dear. So you are now face to face, stood astride this mount,
All right.
as it breathes beneath you. This orc in front of you, immediately in front of you, sits almost at your mercy for a short period of time.
Now, logic dictates that I should just hit him in order to do as much damage as possible, right? Like, that's what I should do. But it's funnier.
Okay.
I think Oddmund is going to reach out. He's going to grab this guy, and then I'm just gonna take him off the side of this creature with me, and I'm gonna use him as a crash mat.
Oh, nice. Give me, because you are using your might, give me a body might roll. He's asleep. He's kind of dead weight, so in some respects more difficult to move, because if you've ever moved someone who is anyway. That's a whole different story. Don't worry.
8d6 worth of difficult to move, Adam?
Of a very easy. I think you'll easily sort of top this
Sorry.
out. No, not at all. You have built a character which is able to do these kinds of feats, and that is the joy of this system. So you maneuver him out of his seat. He's sort of not quite harnessed in, but his legs are sort of over it, so you require a little bit more effort. Not much, but
That's
a
fine.
little bit more effort to just sort of lever him off.
Little squat.
Yep, bit
Lift
of a
him up.
squat push. use momentum. So as he is sailing through the air, and you are sort of moving with him just enough to get clear of the mount.
And if it's possible to land on, it looks like there's some debris. There's some stone in this area. If I can land him on some of the stone, that'd be great.
Yep. All right. So as you sort of hit the ground and you hear sort of several pops and cracks, and you hear as sort of a small amount of awareness is now starting to return. Do me body might.
Yep.
Difficulty of, just so we can get some damage out of this, because absolutely. Let's say you need 3s and above.
Oh boy. All of those are successes, so that's 8 successes.
Nice. You hear ribs cracking. You hear spine twist and snapping. You possibly hear hip bone fracturing. If he is about to wake up, he's not moving very far, very fast, as he starts to sort of bleed out from internal wounds. However, as you sort of wrench this guy off and slam this orc into the ground and cause this catastrophic amount of internal bleeding with your sheer force of weight and strength your body might, the
Tetris
mount,
block, baby.
the mount begins to come round. Begins to sort of.
Can I
Quick,
try
everyone,
and-
roll animal handling. Quick.
Yeah.
I'd like to try and recast the spell to zonk it back out again.
Okay, give it a go.
Because I don't think I have to. I don't have to. Oh, maybe I do have to cast again.
Well,
What?
it was for a set period of time, wasn't it?
It was for 2 rounds.
2 rounds, which has effectively come to an end. So as the effects
But
are
I
now,
haven't. Okay.
we haven't sort of, we've gone a bit narrative
Okay.
in that respect.
Yeah, that's fine.
Without Oddmund sort of climbing up and things like that. So
I took all of your rounds, I'm sorry.
That's fine. No, that's acceptable.
so, you know, if you want to, and it is only just starting to come round, so you're not in immediate danger. You would have time to sort of either.
The only reason I wanted to do it before the 2 rounds were up is because I think that it's a different. It's harder.
Okay,
It's a harder difficulty check
yeah, that's fine. I will.
for them.
I will stick with that in that respect. However, it sort of lessens your difficulty increases there. I'm happy to sort of roll with that in that respect. As you sort of dovetail on one sort of casting into another in that respect. So what would I have to roll to sort of bring this thing out of it completely?
Well, the
rather
thing
than
I'm
just have it.
the thing I'm not sure about is it says while active you can choose to recast.
Okay.
So I think I still have to succeed as well, and then they have to succeed maybe against my new success. It's just that it's 5 instead of 4.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
that sounds about right, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I would agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. In that case, I need to roll. See if I can get another 3 5s. Just yes.
Nice, well done.
Strong.
Nice.
And they have to roll 4s fortitude again.
Four.
So 4.
4
3.
against, so 4 5s.
No, sorry, as in they're rolling 4s, so they have to roll at least
4 against your successes.
Yeah. Which is 3 successes.
Okay, so
Which is what I
four-
needed.
4 on 3 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sorry, 5s. Sorry, that was the thing where it got harder. It's now
Yes.
5s, not 4s.
So I need 5s on 3 dice.
Yes.
Wait.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's why we play. We play to learn. And it doesn't have. It falls 1 short.
Ah,
So you can see it sort of begin to come out, the heavy breathing, the sighing as it sort of begins to sort of
little moo
twist
cow.
the claws under, probably doing more damage to that grot that was underneath. But and then as you sort of reinforce the casting almost, you hear it sort of go, and it sort of sighs into the ground, and all around it now, where this sort of odd sludge that was being sort of produced and given off now sort of starts pooling around, mixed in with grot blood.
Oh,
that's
such a
okay. It's just
It
a
almost-
sludgy boy.
It's almost like a wallow now as it sort of sinks and buries itself in. To rest and slumber as it will. What are you guys going to do about this? It has no master. There is nothing else to guide or steer it. Are you just going to leave this thing to wander the woods, or what?
It's just a little moo cow.
I think while you know, I've just crushed this guy to the ground, and while Akasha is like you know, re-summoning the sleep spell, I'll sort of like sideline with Kai, just be like, you know, I think she might be quite upset if we kill this thing.
Yeah, I'm getting that impression. To be honest,
I'm singing it lullabies.
I don't know.
Sleep,
Yeah, but
little moo
It's going to
cow.
keep waking up, and I don't know if she's got a full day's worth of spells in her. Plus,
Maybe
we've got.
leave it some food.
I mean, there's plenty of dead lizards and goblins around here for it to. Tell you what, I mean, we've only got like less than a minute before this thing technically wakes up again, right?
Yeah.
Not long.
Yeah, I feel like if we had longer, I'd make a big pile of corpses in front of it. Oh, this is the cow's birthday too. Oh, lovely. I don't feel like we have time. I feel like we got to make a decision here. We either, right, we try and go in the ziggurat and like hope that this thing just goes away. Not in the direction of the people we're supposed to be looking after.
Oh, I know.
Or we don't go in the ziggurat.
Wait, it has chains,
while it's asleep,
right? It has chains.
It does. There are chains. We could try and tie it down.
Why don't we try and tie it down against some of these
Although
rocks?
it makes everything sludgy around it, right? Like that would make it more difficult to tie this thing down.
The sludge essentially is coming from the underbelly, so it's not sort of oozing out from every pore or anything like that. It's
Why don't you, hammering some stakes?
What?
Hammering a stake.
I wondered what this motion was. I was a bit
Hammering
concerned.
a stake.
I guess we could. I mean, like a sort of a big dog in someone's backyard. I guess we could like chain it to something.
A tree.
And then, right? Bear with me. We get a respectable distance away once we're done with our business here, and then someone like shoots the chain and we run away.
Yeah, when we're done.
If you want to free this thing, I think
once we've gone into the cigarette, done our business, we can come out, release it into the wilds.
How
That's
does
the plan?
Or we
How
can
does-
ride it as a mount into the ziggurat.
look? I'm not much good at taming beasts.
No, me neither.
I think there's a skill for that, and I don't have any points in it.
Do I have that? I don't think they do.
So
anyone get anything in beast
No, I
handling?
don't know.
while you're stood round and this thing continues to slumber,
Yep.
what are your natural awarenesses?
1.
One,
Two.
2.
It'll be under your skills, right at the bottom of your skills.
So,
Oh, 3.
ooh,
Nice.
Akasha, despite sort of almost falling for the heavy breathing,
So relaxing.
100% lying on the side of it, like
Take a little nap. Maybe now is the time for nap.
you get that sort of sensation that you're being watched, and the sensation isn't like it was with the squigs or the grot or even this thing and its master as it sort of came in and eyeballed Oddmund in particular, sort of mentioning the fire slayers and things like that. There was a ominous presence, a dark presence. I'd say it makes your blood run cold, but your spells of the deep may do that already. It's back in the tree line where you came from. You now have almost a strange sense of being trapped.
But just where we've just come from, not too far
Yes.
away.
No, like back at 2 zones, effectively at the tree line, just in the shade of the trees there. That you get a sense of a presence, and I'll allow you to say whether you turn or not. You have this thing asleep ahead of you, and this
Kai and I are just loudly debating the
Just
logistics
having
of
that
chaining this
conversation.
thing up.
But if we just go over...
But then we wrap it around one of the stone pillars,
around it.
Such
and then
disaster.
hammer it in, and then
While you're still talking about that, I think Eksha just suddenly sort of turns around and starts like walking past you, and then
I think
I'm
she's
gonna,
got an
I'm
idea.
gonna
I think she might have a plan.
walk towards and see if I can see anything in the tree line.
Stood in the tree line is a what appears to be a male form, ashen skin, sort of slicked back hair, blood red armor, not armor that is covered in blood, just blood red armor, standing there quite formally and appears to be sort of staring across the area at 3 of you, but mainly now sort of making eye contact with you, Akasha. And you can see to one side there is a small stack of bones, and you notice that this small stack of bones that appears to have been reconfigured into a human form is missing a hand. And
We
see
stole
them-
the hand of Lord Doom.
You see
Oh,
them
right, yes.
look
Okay,
down at
sorry.
each other exchange a nod, and then this armored individual sort of cocks their head slightly and sort of looks in agreement and looks back to you. But they wait for you to just close the gap.
Oh, no.
Okay, fuck it, I will then. I don't like
Are we
that
still not
skeleton.
aware? Are
So
we
is the
still
skeleton-
like...
Is Lord Doon? Does Lord Doon look like he did before?
Lord Doon is now at least 2 to 3 foot shorter
Right. So the same shape, but just shorter because
because he's
of
been
missing
cobbled
bones.
together.
Compressed.
You
Okay.
you
Well,
are
I-
aware that necromantic magic exists, and someone
Yeah.
has just put the bits
just not a
back
good
together.
job.
No.
Right.
I crushed him in half. This is
Yeah.
great.
You did.
Okay.
Suplexed him.
Oh, good
Suplexed
times.
him, you took a hand, you took his sword, which is lucky now because he's probably too small to wield it. However, the full-sized individual is very much capable of gripping a sword.
I shall stride up to them and I shall say, if you don't mind, we're having a party and you're not invited.
Ah, un moncle fedance. Lord,
Sorry.
We've heard of him. We've heard of him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Lord
I
Doom's
don't say that.
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord Barton Doon. I've changed the accent, but I'm going with it. Has told me that you have done this to him. And you will pay
Yes.
for your crimes. As will everyone else here in this realm. And he brings the sword out and he's going to attack you.
In the realm? It's a bit excessive.
Well, you already knew that was kind of coming. So his attack
Who's
is
this
great.
bloke?
Your defense,
Do.
everything. His attack is great. Your defense is what?
It's poor.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So
Yes.
2s and above on.
Get out of our birthday party.
Oh god.
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be
Yes.
Shaman. This is gonna be really bad.
This is
So
gonna be
this
really
is
bad.
86,
That's a lot.
86
That's a lot.
of 2 and above,
2 and above.
Many.
plus a focus, plus 1.
Maybe he'll just
Maybe you are invited. Maybe you are invited. You're invited. You're invited.
he's not invited. None of them are invited. I don't like them.
I don't like them either.
And we're gonna ruin the party.
So, using the focus, because, you know, I'm using all the mechanics against you now, because
Yeah,
you've
that's
just
fair.
absolutely torn everything else apart. That
That's very
is
fair.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
You
7,
can use your
6.
metal to up, can't you, to up your defense by 1 step. I believe. I thought you could.
Wait, so he didn't make it on one of them?
He didn't make it on one of them, no. However,
Even with all the focuses, how?
well, he's only got +1. He's only got 1
Okay,
focus. He's
okay.
not that good. However, so I haven't finished counting yet. That's the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus Doom, which is at 3.
Doom.
Doom. So the
Not Lord.
Peril in the realm. Not Doom.
Okay,
he's
not Doom. He's short.
2 foot nothing over here.
Okay,
Doom, which is at 3. So it is
it's not good. Don't want the Doom.
10 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus Doom, which is 3.
No, I wasn't questioning. I believe you that it's 10. Sorry, I was
So-
just exclaiming.
Yes.
Soulfire,
It's many.
Soulfire.
And also, should you survive, the next attack, because it has the rend trait, destroys your
no.
armor.
My
So
Oh no.
that would be 9, because your armor soaks up the first one, but your armor is now
Yeah.
destroyed from here on out.
Okay.
So 9 wounds. 9 damage.
Well, I don't have that much toughness to absorb. Because I only got 7 toughness.
Okay.
So what does that mean?
So, if your toughness is at 0 and you suffer 1 damage, you take a minor wound. This fills 1 space on your track. If your toughness is at 0, so we've got to there and
Yeah.
gone beyond. If you suffer between 2 and 4 damage,
Yeah.
you take a serious wound, which is 2 dots on your wound track.
Yeah, okay.
How many wounds do you have in total? Out of interest.
4.
Okay. Interesting. We might see how the mortally wounded death save mechanics work shortly. However,
Yay!
So, having made this attack, I am Moncler Ferdinand. Seek my retribution.
So what did he actually do? And what serious wound do I get?
It is just a serious wound. So he
Not very
has slashed
descriptive.
into you with his
man.
spirit-possessed blade,
Oh man.
destroying your armor, because you only had a single point of armor, so sort of tearing or sort of negating it from now on,
Oh shit.
as he sort of slashes across and potentially almost through you.
Oh man. That's
Brutal.
a lot. That was ow.
It's
What are you
alright.
guys up to? Other than screaming out in agony, I'm presuming.
I'm doing some screaming.
How far away is
Yeah,
this
how
happening?
far are they from us right now?
We'll say with a little bit of moving around where you guys have tried to find a spot to sort of stake this creature in place while it's heavy breathing and very soon going to wake itself up. We'll cast Slapbridge when we get to it.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Hey.
I'm really happy about this whole situation.
Yeah, but it's
So-
going to attack the baddies, right?
maybe.
That's how it's going to work.
You
yeah.
never know.
I mean,
Probably
did you
not.
do beast handling? I don't. Anyway, moving on. So
Can do.
we'll say that you are
I
within
have a silver tongue.
as. I don't know how you're going to use that.
Well, I can persuade things.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, we'll be a bit flexible with the zoning and say that you sort of moved a bit close to Akasha. Akasha, separated yourself from the group, noticing this presence in the tree line. So we'll say that you two, Oddmund and Kai, are 2 zones away. Effectively. So you're in Bravo,
Christ.
and Akasha is in D. So you would have to sort of move down
So
in
we're
that
in B.
respect, unless you have
Cool.
something ranged or another option open to you.
I don't. I know. I mean, it's all I'm good for. So, I've gotta get to. Yeah. So I'll move, and then I'll use my metal for this turn to move again into D. And if I can interpose myself between this bony gentleman and Akasha, then I will do that.
You can make
I
an
will
attack.
say that you can sort of maneuver yourself in. I'm sure, Akasha, you would have recoiled taking this strike. You wouldn't have just sort of stood there and absorbed it. Plus,
Yeah,
you're starting to, like, exsanguinate, maybe.
Yeah, whatever I can do to not be there. But yeah.
So, Oddmund, you sort of step in between. You glare up. What do you do when you get, not action-wise, but do you sort of front up to them, or do you pay more attention to Akasha?
I think she is. I'm pretty confident she is gonna get as far away from these people as possible. So I will front with this guy in the red armor.
All right.
Um,
So you move
but
in.
I can't. Yes, like you said, I can't attack him. I can't attack him this round, can I?
Not this one, though. Having
Because
moved in to
or
take
can
that
I?
action.
No, because I've used my action. Yes, got it. Got it.
Yeah,
Well, his
'cause you
movement's
moved.
not an action, right?
No, you use your metal to double your movement, but you still got your action, haven't you? to
Should
attack?
still have my. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just.
Is-
Movement, stand out, movement, fire, falling. Actions in combat, attack, charge. You could charge. That'd be pretty cool. Call shot, defend, dodge, flee, grapple. One. Just skipping through them to make sure I haven't missed any. Run. You could use your action to run to an adjacent zone, so you could move, then run, then use your metal.
So
Yeah, that would work. So you could move, run, which is move, action, then
Yep,
metal to take,
and then metal to
a
take
single
and single
attack.
action. Got it. Instead of making a single attack,
Okay,
can I grapple this guy, please?
you can certainly
I
try.
want to lock him down. I don't want him to. I don't know. If I can hold him, then maybe Kai and Akasha can just like blast him. Or I don't know, but I'm gonna try and lock it. I don't want him hitting anyone else with that sword. That was really nasty.
And will continue to be so. So grappling.
Yes.
Grapple will make a body might test resisted by your target's body might or reflexes. If you
Yes.
succeed, the target is restrained. I have.
We're making an opposed test here, are we not?
We are.
I have advantage on those. What does that mean?
So you get the advantage swings in your favor.
Might. 2 more.
I know how it works in combat. You just shift the numbers around.
It is specific to opposed tests.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, advantage and disparity. Sometimes during a post test, one side may have the benefit or hindrance that the other doesn't, as mentioned there.
It moves you up a step, doesn't it?
Such scenarios are called for having disadvantage. If a character has advantage in a post test, the difficulty for the test is reduced by 1 to difficulty 3 to 1. If the character has disadvantage, then it's 5 to 1.
Okay.
Extreme. Yeah. So you have to get 3s on 1 dice and get as many as you can.
I need as many 3s as possible.
Yeah.
On whatever dice that I'm rolling.
On your dice pool.
All right. I'm gonna roll it and then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. And you're opposing this, but you need to get
more than you.
Yeah. Okay. And how does the? Okay. No. Hold on.
So I have to get 4 and above, whereas you have to get
4s
3
and above. I need 3s and above. Got it. Got it.
Yeah. Like game mechanics.
Come on. Okay. 3s and above. 6 successes.
Oh, this could be tough. I have got a body scale of 5 and a reflex of +2. So I roll 7 dice and I have to get more successes than you. And I got 1, 2. How many did I need to get?
6.
Nowhere near. I got 3 successes at 4 and above. So, grappling this, quite clearly now you can see it's a vampire at this close proximity. It's bearing down on you.
Oh, why is it always vampires?
Why?
It's always vampires.
Were there loads of clues that I was ignoring? Because I did not see that coming.
It was necromantic energy.
I'm surprised also.
Kick.
I would effectively my grapple will Oddmund will just kind of like latch onto this guy, and I imagine there's an effort from him to sort of be like, "What? How dare you? Ridiculous!" to shrug him off. And as he attempts to shrug Oddmund off, he does push him away, and then that rune. I will show everyone. That rune on his forehead flares, and for anyone who can speak Dwarden, this is the Dwarden rune for belligerence. And as this vampire attempts to shrug Oddmund off, that rune ignites, and he just clamps down and just puts this guy in like a half Nelson. And it's just holding on to him. He can't, right now he cannot move he is restrained, whatever that means within the rules.
So, within the rules, a restrained creature cannot move. Melee accuracy and defense decrease by a step.
Okay.
My help.
That's good.
That's good, but okay. I'm holding on to him. That is my job. My job is to make this guy worse at fighting by holding on to him. And that's my turn.
Alright.
Kai.
I'm gonna run in then. I'm gonna do this. If it's 1 step, I want to make the most of this.
Yep.
I'm gonna use my metal to do the similar thing, as in like run to get there. So move, run, and then use my action to attack them. I am going to do this then dual wielding melee. So
does the Doom sword do more damage when there's more Doom? And aren't we in Doom zone right now? But doesn't that also gives him more damage? I guess.
It does.
I just wanted to use the Doom.
I will use the Doom.
Scale up depending on just how far
I'm just
push.
excited about swords.
Well, I think I'm going to use that for the next blow. Okay, I'm going to go first off. I'm going to get this, then maybe I'm
just excited about swords. I'm
No,
sorry.
okay, it's fine. I'm with you. It's in my mind. I'll use it. I will use it. Okay, but I'm going to rush in immediately with the sort of immediacy of like Extra taking so much damage, seeing them being grappled by Oddmund, thinking this is the opportunity to make the most attack I can. Running with melee, so I have good melee. So they're a step down on this fence, which means they've got.
So they
still going to be really good.
Also good. So
okay.
The step down takes them to good. So 4s.
That's
4s.
That is good.
I've got 66. basically.
Bring it on.
Have you metal?
I've already used my metal to run there.
Oh yeah,
So
that's true.
I
That's
will
true. That's true.
So
Soul fire.
Soul fire.
Soulfire. So you're going to maximize your successes, re-roll dice.
I am fully. I know it's a communal
So I can
thing.
maximize my successes. Mean I can just immediately get 6 successes.
You can just say 6.
Yes.
All our 6s.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, can I use a soul fire? People happy for me to use a soul fire?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
the binding is in
Yes!
accordance here.
Okay.
We have to finish this combat very quickly.
6
So-
successes. Done.
Boom.
We gotta
Oh,
finish.
right.
We gotta finish the combat real quick so that Akasha can go and put that monster back to sleep again.
So it's-
And so on and so
It
on.
must live. The big soggy cow must live.
the rest of the way to Anvilgard is just Ekasha casting sleep
And then
constantly.
running, and then it's catching up again. It's like, no.
Yeah, so that is 7 points of damage using one of the soul
Alright.
fire.
So 7 points. So that takes your Soulfire pool down to 2. What does it look like when you use Soulfire, Kai? Just a quick description of how
So-
you channel this energy through.
Yeah, so as I'm rushing in, I've both got my cutlass in one hand and my leg blade. I think what I'm gonna do is, yeah, you'll see like a greenish aqua like coloring, like flame, sort of forming on the blades that both adorn Kai. But how I'm going to attack this is I've seen Oddmund holding them in this arm lock, so I'm going to sort of like go up and do like a sort of kick, like a kung fu kick pose, you know, like leg out,
Nice.
leg out,
Amazing.
arm out, so that I can leg spear right in their forehead, and then try, or like in their body, and then sword spear them in the like other part.
Like attach yourself to them with the foot blade and then hack
Yeah.
at them with the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
And then sort of like backflip out. That's how I'm gonna. That's how that's
Always
gonna
be
happen.
backflipping.
Always.
But when I'm doing the kick, you see that flame sort of like wreath itself over me as I sort of fly with Soulfire.
Nice.
And I think there's probably like an answering flare of it from Ekasha and Oddmund as well. There's like a little like
like
burst in our eyes maybe, and then
Yeah.
it goes to Kai, and Kai launches himself at the
Yeah,
sky.
like draw upon it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, sort of, yeah, cool.
So you've skewered through the head with your leg blade. That's your first attack, dealing the significant amount of damage. Are you able to do anything? Should be able to still use metal, or does it replace it? That's an excellent question. Yeah, we'll throw in some metal if you want to make an extra attack. You said
Make
you were
another
making
attack?
a second attack with your offhand other appendage.
So that well, actually no, because oh sorry. So what you've got is that is split. So I've rolled for both of them. So
Right,
6.
gotcha.
So that's 7. So 6 of that damage is from the initial attack, and then 1 damage would have been,
Right,
or I
gotcha.
split them 4-3, I guess.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So this heavy impact skewers in through the head. You can see the whole thing sort of rock back in an attempt to sort of either avoid or sort of soak it up. But Oddmund, your grip, vice-like though it is, your belligerence really powering through and keeping this Montclair Feu de Lance steadfast in position. Lord Doon is like,
I'm gonna suplex him again.
Should get the animal to sleep on him.
That's a good idea. No, shh. Can I just leave?
that's several zones behind you. You don't need to worry about that just at the moment. As Kai, your leg blade comes out, the Montclair Feu de Lance is going to try and break your restraint, your grapple, Oddmund, as
Alright.
it tries to sort of make some sort of meaningful action or escape. So what do we do another oppose?
I assume that's how you get. I don't know. I assume you have to contest again. But I guess the other way around, like
I would try and get out of yours.
you make the thing and then I've got to beat what you do this time.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind I would still have
would
advantage.
still have advantage.
Yep.
So, yes. So let's try that. So I get 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to get 4s and above.
And I need 3s and above.
I got 1, 2, 3.
Come on.
I got 3 successes. If you haven't got more than that, I will be surprised.
I've got 6 again. He's not going anywhere. No. Come along now. You're staying right here.
So, Akasha, you now have seen Oddmund secondarily sort of reinforce their grip on Montclair Feu de Lance. You are heavily wounded, seriously, some may say, and Kai has just sort of done this very eloquent, flame-induced, back-flipping whole bravado show. It's been quite a spectacle. What are you doing over there?
Can I be away without having an attack of opportunity? Can I be like
Yes.
away?
He can't.
Yes.
Great.
So the way this game works,
Two of
how
them,
can you-
isn't there? So
I've got him.
he's also
I
has
know
a
he can
restraint.
still attack. Yeah.
He can't. That's the point. In this game, unless someone has opportunistic, you are skilled enough to
yeah.
move in and out of combat.
oh yes,
I forgot.
that. Yeah.
So you may move freely, especially because he's been restrained by Oddmund.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I will stagger backwards as well, not too far, because I still want to be able to cast.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna arcane bolt him.
Sounds
Would-
about right.
Would
You
you
know? Tried
Do
and
a-
tested.
would you do a cool shot? Would you aim for like his head or arm or legs?
I'm bleeding profusely.
Yeah, but you might be spiteful.
Damn it! I do not like him very much.
Shoot him
I
in his probably beautiful vampire face.
Yeah. Like if I can see his face, wait, isn't he sort of like bent over?
I mean,
like,
it's got a blade
I'm
hole
gonna-
in
Big
it.
hole in it now.
I'm gonna. What, can I shout? Can I have a slightly better angle on that face, please,
Oh,
Oddmund?
hold on. I'll put a knee in his back.
Yes, if you would
Alright.
allow.
Try and
I've
angle
seen-
his face towards. I'm not asking for any dice benefit.
No,
it's
no.
Purely
Yeah,
for
just
the
flavor.
flavour.
Well,
I'm just enjoying manhandling this guy. It's great.
So as Oddmund, you sort of maneuver around using your just physicality to
Rippling.
as Akasha, I'm guessing you're sort of lining this up. Normally a cool shot would add increased difficulty, however, because he's restrained, that would be cancelled out. So it is
good.
as your casting should be. You still have soul fire to maximize any damage, and you still have metal to use anyway.
Absolutely. You can soulfire this guy if you
Soulfire
want
and
to.
do it twice.
I'm like, do it.
Yeah,
it.
sure. I want to do it as much as possible. I guess I don't like this person.
Do it.
So my first-
you have consent from the binding.
How does that work? I suppose I've already rolled.
So
you just
we'd
get full.
effectively ignore your roll, and we would,
Oh, okay.
and your successes would be considered 6 on every dice that you roll.
So it
That's how
Oh,
powerful.
makes
that's
every dice in
super
your pool a 6.
powerful. Oh, okay, great. And I have 6 dice in my pool. So that's maybe I should. Yeah. Anyway, it's fine. So that's. Oh no, I should have. Oh, then I should have done something else because it's
But
okay.
you have
fine.
metal if you want to make another turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking tactically it would be better to use Soulfire on something that you require a 6 for, not something that I require a 4 for, right?
Think thematically at this point rather than mechanically or
But
tactically.
the tactic. Okay, fine. 6 points of damage from my arcane bolt.
Nice. Yes. So as that sort of bluish, deepish, electric blue energy, almost deep blue
Yeah.
energy, sort of strikes Osmond, you can feel Montclair Feu de Lance like.
And I'm going to use my metal to cast again.
Yep.
Okay.
So as the arcane bolt hits him, I lock eyes with him and create an arcane link between us. And you feel him sort of start, Oddmund, in your grasp, start sort of like gasping and sort of like convulsing slightly as he feels that his lungs fill with water. It's not nice.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm going to try and roll for that. Is that fine? Yes, I can do this. Yes, good. This is fine. Does it make a difference that it's damage ignoring armor?
So he has an armor of 2 if we're looking at it mechanically again, but we'll stay with the thematic as long as you cast it correctly.
Only 1 success. So it's 1 damage ignoring armor.
So effectively he's secondary drowning in his own armor, is what you're telling me, which is a very disturbing thought. If you ever pay mind to it, please don't.
Yeah, try not to think about what's happening right now.
You guys sound like the bad guys. As Oddmund has him restrained,
100%.
there was a blade hole through the head somewhere. There has been arcane energy which have effectively electrified and sort of half cooked the already undead corpse within the armor. And now you sort of hear as
good impression of a French person drowning.
Yeah, really good.
I could hear the accent in there. I was very impressed.
Oddmund, as sort of the spits and spittle start to come out, it has a mixture of death, given that this is a vampire, and salt water kind of hangs in the air as it sort of, it's not on you because of the way you've grappled him, but sort of hangs in the air around you.
Gosh.
Little Lord Doon. Little Lord Doon Oddmund, you feel Montclair Fer-de-Lance go limp.
Oh, wow. Limp like dead limp? I mean, he's already dead. He's a vampire.
Like true. Yeah, totally.
But limp. The armor becomes, again, sack of potatoes kind of example.
Okay.
Limited movement.
As soon as I kind of feel him like go heavy, I'm gonna, as that weight kind of comes in, I'm gonna immediately sort of push against it with my own strength, and from this position where I'm kind of behind him, you know, locking him up in this kind of half Nelson, I'll turn that into my signature move, and I would like to suplex him into Lord Doom.
Yay!
I would like to suplex the vampire into the skeleton, please.
This is why I do TTRPGs. Because I want to suplex vampires into skeletons.
I made a wrestler. This is what he does.
I would like you, and you can say no and try it mechanically, I would like you to use Soulfire for this, just to really sell it. And I want you
How
to
many would that leave us with?
None.
This would be your last.
We've got one more.
How does the binding feel about that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Cool.
Do it.
That's that's 8 successes, please. That's 8 sixes.
Nice.
Sorry, I shouldn't preempt. If this was body might, and you're letting me use my iron grip as part of it, then it is 8. Then it's 8. That's 8 sixes.
So, Oddmund, what does it look like when Soulfire ripples through you as you perform this feat of strength?
I think there's that, like, you know, non-verbal agreement from the other two within the binding. Ekasha and Kai's eyes will like flare like a fiery gold this time, and that will transfer. So there's that flare, and it dissipates, and there's sort of answering flare in Oddmund's eyes, and then his runes, all of his runes, like glow to a almost blinding level, and because there's so much light coming off of him in these specific places, it's almost like he gets bigger. Like he's sort of, you know, in stature, in width and height, like he seems larger as he like clamps down on this limp armored vampire in his grasp and just hefts him over backwards, like straight into, I hope, a screaming Lord Doon's face is what I'm going for. I'm going for the back of this vampire's head, right into his screaming skull face, please. And I'd like him to explode if that's possible.
The noise that Lord Doon makes is cultural reference. Mars attacks.
Yeah.
As this full weight vampire lands clattering, and the sound you hear and what seeps out is salt water as now that secondary drowning effect sort of pools out. The undead is now very much in a stasis of dead. The reconstructed Lord Balfrondun is now very much a scattering of bones and shards and shrapnel. As we sort of linger on this moment with Oddmund, you sort of flaring out, we sort of pan back to where the ziggurat is, and we see that the beast has awoken, and it turns back into the sort of the wooded, forested area, back the way it came, heading, it would seem, back to where the Auric cruel boys are, where the trail of the torchbearers are, heading back east towards the Searing Sea. You do notice hung underneath, more sort of latched in because of the shape of the armor, is a grot, sort of suspended underneath as it moves.
In the folds of skin.
And as we leave this scene and we move to camp where everybody is, we just get the last few moments of Rinda sliding on an umbral veil taken from Inbir's bag. You can see contents of backpacks scattered around as warp stones and realm stones are loaded in. Aquagranis is loaded into Rinda's bag as she darts and uses the mask to zip between the shadows left by the foliage of the wood as she zips down to Anvilgard, delivering this cargo to persons unknown. Maybe the Black Scale Coil, or some other organization.
This was our fault, wasn't it? This was very much our fault.
We went for a party and left everyone to die.
We did. We left them. We left them with the really evil.
We cut back to, oh, it was the best birthday ever.
I don't think it's over yet, to be honest, mate. I think this.
As you feel the doom across the realm increase to 4 mechanically, that
oh no
is where we were.
Yay! And also, Kai's got 2 cursed swords now.
Yay! I can dual wield.
You
Doom.
can attach one of them to your leg.
And the doom's gone up, so more damage.
Oh.
And
So
good.
each one adds to the doom. So have fun with that.
Cool.
Absolutely tremendous.
So, thank you so much for playing. This was Lost and Bound, based on the Cubicle 7 TTRPG Soulbound. It has been an absolute pleasure to GM this for this wonderful group of players. Please remind us where we can find you and support you. Shamini, please.
Hi, I am at sbundell on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, I think probably. And you can find me playing various TTRPG campaigns and talking about science with the RPGeeks. We are at RPGeeks D&D on various places.
Thank you, Shamini. Pip, please.
Yes, I'm here from the Realms of Peril and Glory podcast. You can find us at Realms Pod on Twitter. There's a website, and I should have memorized the name of it. Zach's going to be upset.
Is it light and tragic?
Thanks, John. Sorry, that's just John in my ear.
What?
Yes, so you can find us at Realmspod on Twitter or www.realmspod.com for our shiny new website, and head on over there and find out all of the things that are coming up. There's a Cyborg campaign that I GM'd that is going to be releasing in...
Is that? You allowed to say that?
I think so, yeah, it's been advertised. I've said
Is it?
I think it's releasing a little earlier than expected, so look out for the exact announcement, but I think it's going to be quite soon, and that's got Shamini in it as well. So come and enjoy that, and I've had a wonderful time suplexing things. Thanks.
Hamilton, please.
Hi there. You can find me on the DM's Book Club, which you can find at the DM's Book Club on Twitter and anywhere you find podcasts. We talk about some D&D, all that malarkey, every week. We also are starting one called the GM's Book Club, which looks at more other TTRPGs. And
Nice.
yeah. Also, if you can find me on Twitter at the Dragon DM, and if you like David Bowie and you like Spelljammer, I have David Bowie. Everyone plays different incarnations of David Bowie in D&D, in space, coming out soon, and you can find out more by going to @Bowies in D&D.
Amazing.
There you go.
I have been Adam. I am the interviewer, GM, and editor for the Snyder's Return podcast. We are a TTRPG interviews and actual play podcast, so feel free to sort of come and listen to some of our stuff. You can follow us on Twitter at Return Snyder, on Instagram at Snyders_return. And anywhere podcasts can be found. You can also find us on YouTube as well, where we have a couple of shorts, quick flick-throughs of some TTRPGs, and a couple of short-ish TTRPG reviews for you to enjoy. Massive thank you to John of the Troll of the Two-Ton Bridges, who
Thanks,
has
John.
worked effortlessly behind the scene to keep this moving. So please support all of these wonderful creators, support Actual Play UK. Please scroll down if there's a scroll function and follow the links below, and support everybody that we have mentioned in the shows. And thank you so much for your time and enjoyment. Thank you, each of you, as a player and a binding.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you,
Adam.
Adam.
I guess bye, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.